What's good, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy Astro. You ever heard of me a bit? Well, as you can see, I got me a tan. I got a little different color today. Let me just fix my hair so I can not have my hair in my face. What's good? I miss you guys. Miss me? I miss y'all. Was out here doing my thing. You know, I do my thing for my people, and I do my thing for my family. You know, that's how it is. I just want to say, let me send a shout out to my supporters. I like to say, how you doing? What's good, everybody? How you doing? LAL, some more. What's good? How y'all been? Been a while. I got some Ask Astros to do. And, you know, after the Ask Astros, I'm going to get into a little bit of more stuff. Everybody been asking me in my inbox, Astro, why'd you do this person? Why'd you do this person? And then mentioning about this whole P. Diddy case and everybody was involved. And does it show that they're going to get into problems astrologically? And asking me stuff like, you know, did you do a synergy between this guy and that guy to see if they actually were humming? And I'm like, this is some weird stuff. This is a weird conversation. I don't know how to even continue this conversation, you know. Hey, Myro, yes. Shout out. Thank you very much. You know, I've been here just vibing. I'm not done teaching y'all. Just been taking a little bit of a break. As you know, I'm gonna start the next semester until January. But it's gonna be great. All right, so we have a few Ask Astros to do. I want to make some announcements. I'm not gonna say anything weird and wild. With my people who are in the green, you are in for a treat. I won't tell you what it is because we got some haters out here. All right, we got some haters out here, especially for me. It just so happened that those haters comprise of, you know, some people. But for you guys in the green, we got an announcement. You guys in private. Because when I announce stuff, some secret people be like, ooh, we gotta work together to stop this guy. And I'm like, damn. Don't worry about it. Can't stop this. Hey, did I just quote P. Diddy just now? That's a monster. All right, I have my coconut water. We're gonna get into some of these readings. I got a few requests. Right. And let me see who all have. Oh, we got a few people. Let's take a look. Okay, we got. I see you. All right, we go. Yup, listen, okay. My family inside New York, Y'all be supporting. I truly appreciate you guys. We got Dominique Robinson. That's about it. I see some people. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. I see who sent it. All right, y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right. So the first person that's going to be getting the reading done is Kyrel. All right, Kyrel. I see you have a few of those. Oh yeah, me. Yes, Janine Brickle. I truly appreciate y'all. Y'all been supporting from day one. Y'all my A1s since day one. So I see the questions that Kyrel have. Well, his question is, what do I need to do to be in the path to be a billionaire? Damn. You know, Kyrel, I love how that sounds. I love it sounds. The next question. What are my lucky numbers? Damn. You come with some real ones. How do I connect with the Akashic Records to make it clear to see? Now, before I get into your chart, I want to make something very, very clear. Not every human being at this point in time on Earth is designed to be a billionaire, no matter how much they put into it. As a matter of fact, I just want you to understand that there is, especially in the United States, in the Western world, there's a cap on how many billionaires that the Black community can have at one time. You see, now this isn't about just race, it's about power. Okay? So we have to check and see if your chart shows. But if you realize that the majority of the people who are billionaires, who are of this skin tone, and you are, and I am, have been bought and sold. They've been performing atrocities. They've been experiencing being exploited sexually in order for the daily buck. Now, I'm not saying that there's a cap on millionaires, because there isn't. But there is definitely a cap on billionaires. But if your chart is screaming billionaire, then by all means, I will let you know. But I also want you to know that in a chart, in a natal chart, Pluto has a lot to do with power and other people's money. And if it's doing something really, something with Venus and the second house ruler, then we can say that there's a strong possibility. But Pluto comes with some negative aspects: being controlled, being assaulted, being sexually manipulated. All these things are connected to Pluto, which is the same planet that's also responsible for blowing up your finances to make you a billionaire. If we look at some of the people who are billionaires in their chart, we can do that. And I can show you how it shows. Okay? All right, so don't be so eager to be a billionaire. Be eager to live comfortably. I'm going to say it again. Do not be eager to be a billionaire. Be eager to live comfortably, because there are billionaires and millionaires who we think live comfortably. But as you can see, they ain't comfortable no more. They ain't comfortable. They are literally having their cell phones and their home phones waiting for the feds to call. Waiting. Okay? Waiting. So, they ain't comfortable. Like I say, don't ask to be a billionaire. Ask to live comfortably and with honor and valor. All right, so the question first, before we get into your chart, Kyrel, your 3 questions, is Dr. Light. Dr. Light says, hello. Does the soul set its death day before incarnation? Can that date be changed by prayers or other measures? The soul wants to stay longer on earth. That is a very beautiful and amazing question. I think it's something that a lot of people think about. And I would say that we have, before we choose to incarnate on earth, we choose what we consider exit points. And one can choose the amount of exit points that you can have. And what are exit points? Exit points are ways in which you can die. Ways in which you've chosen to leave this earth, or one of those ones you can choose out of all of them to leave this earth. Okay. So to answer your question first, yeah, it doesn't set, it could set the date. But the date can be skipped to another time, because believe it or not, we're always escaping death. There's always opportunity to die. And sometimes we have those individually. All right. That's just how it is. And the soul may have extended to another death date. And then if they want to extend to another one by using any of those exit points. So you have exit points and you have dead bodies. If you follow celebrities' charts who died, if you look at their annual perfection and their monthly perfection, you would notice that either the monthly perfection is the 8th house perfection or the 12th house perfection. This is when they escape. They leave this physical plane. Or if their annual perfection has 8th house, it has Scorpio on that year, with Pluto there, or or that house ruler being in a hard aspect to Pluto, then this is a marker that this person could have had a near-death experience or may leave this earth. So, can you extend? Yes, you can. I don't know what's going on. 1 second, y'all. We're back. Sorry about that. All right. So that is, look at that. All right. I extended my date. It hasn't come yet, but I think I'm gonna stay a little longer. I'm gonna watch my kids get a little older. So I think I'm gonna just stay a little longer for you guys. All right. All right, no problem. Hello, how you doing, Miss Holloway? All right, Kyrel, we're gonna go into your chart. Let me take a look. Let me find your chart. And we're gonna get into answering your question. It's a good thing I have your chart already, right? I have your stuff, your information. So I don't necessarily need your information. But for those who I don't have the chart of, let's go to the information. So just to repeat his question. We're gonna get into it again. Oh my Christ, what's going on with this camera? You said that's the default camera. Because my camera's acting up. All right, there you go. All right, so we're gonna pull up your chart. Take a look at your chart. Let's share the window. So like I said, the first question you asked was, what do I need to be on the path to be a billionaire? I'll answer this as truthfully as possible with realistic goals. And to take a look at your second house and your eighth house. Now, your second house does not have anything in it. Doesn't mean that you can't be a millionaire or a billionaire. I just tell you the earthly truth of what's going on. Now, we're going to take a look at your chart and see how you're going to live comfortably. Because we're going to set real expectations so that when you accomplish them, you can set another higher one and then another higher one. Now, when it comes to expansion, we look no further than Jupiter. Okay? We look no further than Jupiter. We also look, when it comes to money, the ruler of the second house, or the planet sitting in the second house, also your Venus. Now, looking at your Venus right here is sitting in Capricorn, 22nd degree, 55 minutes in the 8th house. That means that you have the gift of attracting money from business, because Capricorn is the ruler, the sign that rules business, putting yourself out there. Okay? One must have to put themselves out there, especially you, especially based upon your chart, in order for you to acquire funds from people that are buying your either service or product. Now, your Jupiter, which is this planet right here, is conjunct South Node in the 10th, which means that in previous lifetimes, especially in the 10th house, you were very popular. Very, very popular. And you are also be considered a spiritual guru in previous lifetimes. Your sun is also conjuncted, and so is your Mercury. Now, what I do see, based upon certain circumstances, especially in your chart, that it could be some doubt. See, Mercury in the 10th house right here can be very doubtful of his gifts and skills and talents. It's very pessimistic. So the only thing really that's stopping you is your thoughts. It's hard. And I want to say this to you. You are super psychic, brother. You just don't know it. But the voice that you hear in your head and information you be getting just by being quiet in your mind, not escaping through anything like music or alcohol or weed or anything of that nature, can literally put you in a position to receive information. Now, this information is going to sound like your own voice, but it's not. You actually have a contact with the divine. You see, when the sun and Mercury are in this, will be considered an aspect of conjunction when it is in the same degree and only 26 minutes apart. That would be considered a chasmy. A chasmy. When a planet sits in the heart of the sun, it's called a chasmy. All right? And this means that it receives information from source itself. And you, my son, receive information from source itself. Now, I don't see no aspect of your Pluto in your second house ruler, which is the moon right here, or your Venus. All right, so I wouldn't say that your chart is showing that you're here to be a billionaire. In order for you to live comfortably, you will definitely have to use philosophy, spirituality, your wisdom, your understanding in order to garner financial support, all right, or financial stability. All right, so that answers your question. You have to garnish wisdom, gaining more and more, because you are destined to be somebody who knows, needs information from source. You just got to trust yourself. Okay. Second question: what are my lucky numbers? All right. So based upon you, your lucky numbers. Let's run something. Let me take a look and see what your lucky numbers are. I would say that your lucky times. Now, I could use numerology for your lucky numbers. We could use your date of birth for your lucky numbers. This is why people use their date of birth. Okay. And 19, 7. I would say that your three lucky numbers are 3, 2, and 9. 3, 2, 9. If there's 4 numbers, I would say that your lucky numbers are 2, 7, 3, 2. All right. Don't ask me how I get it. I can't spare all my secrets. The last question: how do I connect with the Akashic records to make it clear to see? Now, I don't want to, I don't give a shit about what people say, but I would say the clearest way is to clear any of your left brain thoughts. What are the things to do that with? It's hemi-sync and mushrooms. I said it. You can afford to get mad with me. These things literally can be that thing that causes you to see and feel more. All right. I would definitely continue to do those and go into a deep state of consciousness, which I'm looking at your chart. That should not be a problem. All right. Thank you very much for choosing me to guide you in this lifetime. I truly appreciate you. I can't wait for me to come and visit y'all in New York City. All right. We're on to Myro. Oh, yes. The lady of Kyrel. And your question is, am I in my body right now? Y'all are hitting me with it. They're like, I'm going to give this dude hell. All right. And that's a good question. I personally, that's something that you need to know. I can't answer that question. All right. Second question: is there anything my spirit guides need to know about my relationship with my mother? And once again, I won't say what the spirit guides will tell you. I can tell you what your chart says and what my intuition, using me as source, anything source, can tell you about it. And your last question: am I dark or light? Feminine energy. You got some really, really, I should say, esoteric questions for me. And I'm going to tell you, I'm equipped to answer them. So the last two I can answer. The first one, it's a bit, a little iffy. All right, so what do you need to know about your mother? Well, we're going to pull up your chart. All right, let's take a look. Let me search for your chart. And Okay. Let's take a look and see what's going on with your chart. All right, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Here's some time. I got over 100 and something, close to 200,000 charts. All right, so to answer your first question, what is your natal relationship with my mother? We're going to take a look at your natal chart first, and then we're going to take a look at your progress chart. Now for the break, your moon is actually in the 11th house, right here. And it's in the sign of Taurus. Now Taurus, moon in Taurus is actually exalted. It loves being in this sign of stability, stable and money. Hence the reason why the moon rules femininity. And so does Venus. And Venus rules Taurus, which rules money. And the moon is exalted in Taurus, which rules money. There's a reason why women are more materialistic than most men. It's because of this astrological aspect, nothing to do with my personal belief, but just the fact that you guys just handle money better and are more materialistic in a sense of the way that you are hardwired. Now, when the moon is sitting in the 11th house, there's a sort of detachment, but also a friendship. You see, in order for a friendship to happen, you have to have some sort of detachment. Becoming too involved with your friends will cause them to climb up and yourself to feel overwhelmed. According to this, with your moon sitting there, that's great, but let's take a look at the aspects that your moon has. And your moon is square to your sun, square Mercury, square Uranus. All right. And your moon equals Mars, Pluto, extreme reactions, especially when it comes to the mom, emotional manipulation, particularly emotional pressure. Whenever I see that there's a midpoint of the moon equals Mars, Pluto, that's an intense sort of obsessive connection. Okay. Now the other aspects, which are is the square to the sun. It is square to Uranus. It's square to Neptune. That's a lot of, and it's square to Mercury, which shows that there is a sort of a karmic connection to you and your mother. This has to do with pride, communication, a sense of freedom, and also delusion, lie. I say that because of the square. See the square, if you notice, this is the moon here, and these things, these lines are called aspects. This thing right here is a square, and your moon is making a square to the sun and to Mercury. And the moon represents the mother, all right? It just has a mothering nature. And this area right here just tells me that there's a karmic connection between you and your mom. The midpoint says as well, you may love your mom or your mom may love you, but there are complications in this relationship. And this is very much karmic, past life related. The reason why I say that is because your Mercury is retrograde, which represents, you know, in a visual aspect, a visual sense, it looks as the planet is going backwards. And this is because when it comes from an esoteric perspective, you are going backwards into an experience. And that means that there's miscommunication, there's pride, ego, when it comes to communication with you and your mom. This is something that's been repetitive. All right, the moon squares Uranus, and this little R right here says that it's retrograde, which means that there's some rebelliousness, some sort of difference between you and your mother's relationship that may be karmic. I don't know if you've experienced it already, but it's in your natal chart. That means you will experience it. Then there's Neptune. All right. And Neptune isn't really squared your moon, just this Uranus. So there's some rebelliousness. Now, as it pertains to your relationship, now you're gonna take a look at it. Let's take a look at your progress chart. All right. Let's take a look. And your progress chart shows that you are now a Leo rising. All right. You are now a Leo rising, and your moon is in Aries. And Aries is the fire sign. It is a fire sign. Okay. Not only that, but it's also conjunct from a different house, a different sign, the planet Saturn. And take in mind now, the moon is coming, we got growing into Saturn for the next few months. Maybe between now and the next 9 months, the moon will be conjunct to your Saturn. And you can experience another dynamic of your relationship with your mother. It's going to be a little hard. Okay? It's going to be rough. So put it into perspective. Now your moon is now squared Neptune. It's now squared Neptune. And that means that there's some deception, there's some lies, there's some sense of idealism. You may either over-idealize your relationship with your mom, or there's just some things that are not being said that needs to be said. Okay? All right? Just putting into perspective. That relationship is going to have a considerable boost. Now she could either boost your career, or she could be the downfall for it. She could either help you, or your responsibility towards your mom and your family is going to either pull you down. Now Saturn in the 10th house is home, it's domiciled there. But the moon does not like being in the 10th house, even though it's going to be in Taurus, which is exalted. So there's a mix of energy becoming with you and your mom. It's going to get rough. If you think it was rough, it's going to be a little rougher. All right. Now your last question. Am I dark or light feminine energy? And I thought it was a very unique question. Man, you sent me your charts here. I did a chart over and over and over. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna have to delete it. Just a little too much. That's why I have an overload now. So anyway, now answer your question: are you dark or light feminine energy? Now, when I look at the what I consider the natural ways of a person, their philosophy. And I said this in a post before, that Jupiter tells me about a person's natural philosophy. It's the way that they live their life. And your Jupiter is in Pisces in the 9th house. Jupiter is exalted. It's domiciled, meaning it's in his home in the 9th house. And in traditional astrology, Jupiter also ruled Pisces back in the day, before we know Jupiter had a home, in his own home, before we know Pisces had his own home, which is with Neptune. But to answer your question, you're not dark feminine energy. You do have a little bit of an ego, for sure. But dark feminine energy, I wouldn't say. Even your dark moon Lilith is literally in the sign of Libra and in the 4th house. And your moon is in Taurus. You got, if we were to say dark or light, I would jump to say that it's light feminine energy, not dark. All right? I want to thank you for choosing me to help guide you in this lifetime. I truly appreciate you. On to my friend Kyrel on Janine. All right. Okay. So Janina asked the question, what are my lucky numbers? The second question, when am I going to meet someone? In parenthesis, a man. And the third question, when am I moving? Let's take a look. Let's pull up your chart. What you need. It's easy to find your numbers, by the way. Very easy. Your date of birth. But break them down into single digits. Your birthday is April 26th. And then your numbers are 8 and 4. And then the last numbers, which is your year of birth, you add those numbers as well. So I would say 8, 4, 22, that'd be 4. So I would say 844 or 8422. That's what I would say. Now the question is, when am I going to meet someone? I also have your chart here about 20 goddamn times. Oh, these are secondary. Let's take a look at those. That's in 2023. You've been rocking with me for a while now. I'm gonna just have to delete those later, but for now. Damn, I lost it. So many different. All right, there you go. There we go. All right. So let's take a look. We're asking, when am I going to meet somebody? I'm going to show up one more progress chart because those other ones are old. And we're also going to use your annual perfection, your monthly perfection, to see what's going on. All right, so based upon your natal chart, I got the wrong one. That's Jaden. I know it's far. We just look down. I apologize. Got so much people in this thing here. So just give me a second. Just give me a second. And then you're looking like, damn, that's a lot of different charts. Tell y'all, look how much different Jasmines. Look how much different Jasmines, how much different Jasons. Even Jay-Z up in there, you see that? There's... All right, here you go. So let's take a look at your annual perfection. Born in 1975. That would make you, in next year, you're going to be 50. All right, you're going to be 50 next year, April. That means you're 49. You're in your 49th year. So this will be 12, 24, 36, 48. This will be 49. So you're in your 49th annual perfection. All right. And that will put you in the second house section. 49, and you're like, damn, Astro, like, so when am I gonna meet somebody? Be a little rough. But let me look at your progress chart first. All right, so you're in your second house and your perfection, and you started at in April, May, June, July, August, September 5th, and your Venus is there. That's actually a great thing. Your Sun is in the 12th house in Gemini, which is the ruler of Leo, and it's conjunct your Juno. Ooh, okay. So you can find a person or meet a man, but you're doing it all wrong. You got to get out there. It's a possibility that you may find him in a local place. The reason why it's 10 is because your Sun, which rules your second house, is sitting in Gemini, and Gemini rules not only with knowledge and also this is travel, information, where you communicate, but also rules your neighborhood. It rules like stuff like parks and going anywhere that's around in your neighborhood. It can also represent a convenience store, anything in your neighborhood. And you are in your annual perfection to meet that person. But this can only be happening if you use the Sun energy, which is sitting in the sign of Gemini and conjunct your Juno. So it's a possibility that you could go out anywhere and find a partner at this point in time. You miss that opportunity. It probably won't happen for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more years. Well, no. I say 1, 2, 3 years. And if you miss that, then it's 5 years. Okay? All right. The third question, when am I moving? Now that's a free will question. And you have the possibility of answering that yourself. I think the better question to ask is, when would be the best time to move? Not, when am I moving? That is not a very good question. And I don't know how to answer that for you. I don't want to tell you bullshit. I want you to understand that. Okay? I want to be completely straightforward with you with that. To answer your question, as it pertains to when it be the right time, it'll probably be in the next 2 years. All right? And the perfection will put you in the third house. Your moon will be there. That's next year, which moon represents home. However, so that's 50 and 51. At the age of 51, there's a possibility of you moving. So give it up, give it a little bit of time. Just enjoy your time. Maybe next 2 years. I know you want to move now, but it's showing about 2 years the opportunity for it to happen. It's going to come about. All right. So I want to thank you for choosing me to guide you in this lifetime. 1 second. Let me just get this camera back up. All right. No problem, Janine. Let me see who else we're dealing with right now. All right, the next person is Aaron. Aaron, beautiful inside and out Thompson. Now that's a man. That's a man. All right. I think I have your chart someplace. So let me take a look. Let me find it. And let me search my database. And your first question is, what is my gifts in this lifetime? How many kids will I have is the second question. Will I get married? I'm telling you guys, be coming for me. Y'all be coming for me. All right. Let me pull up the chart. Hey, Divine. Thank you for subscribing. I truly appreciate you being here. You're very welcome. All right. Now, your chart is pulled. It should be up. Aaron Thompson. First question, what are my gifts in this lifetime? Whew. Y'all giving me. Well, first and foremost, whenever your rising sign is conjunct with Jupiter, you have the gift of teaching. And believe it or not, even though people put Neptune to be the planet that rules like psychic ability, Jupiter rules prophecy. So you also are prophetic. You also have the gift of empathy, even though Neptune is not really comfortable in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is so rigid and so doubtful, very business oriented, and it has to be placed out there in a persona. But also, what are your gifts is the gift of empathy and psychic absorption, meaning that you absorb people's whatever they got going on. And I know it sounds terrible, but you can actually help to diagnose people based on what you feel from them and what's going on with them. This is a gift of yours. Okay. That's one of your gifts. Another one of your gifts is competition, the drive, ambition. And your South Node in the sign of Aries brings that from previous lifetimes. Okay, gift of nurturing and taking the head of a household. I know it sounds like a pragmatic gift, but not all gifts are spiritual. Another gift you may have is money management and acquiring money and food. This could also be one of your gifts. You have the moon in Leo in the 8th house, so one of your gifts is also mediumship, esoteric wisdom, gaining information from source. You also have the gift of service. Your Mars is in Virgo in the 9th house. Your sun, moon midpoint is in the 10th house in Libra. You also have the gift of diplomacy, being able to understand both sides and both perspectives. You get the sun in Scorpio. And of course, you already know, you have the gift of magnetism. The fact that it's sitting in the 11th house even makes it even more expansive. You have the gift of deep thought and introspection. Those are some of the major gifts that you have. Your last question is, the last question is, how many kids will I have? Damn. How many kids do you have? I need to know. All right, so based upon, I want to teach you guys how to take a look at these sort of things. If the 5th house ruler is in a hard aspect, it's debilitated. there's a possibility of not having. If Saturn is sitting there, there's a possibility of not having any. All right. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, possibility of losing children suddenly, or just adopting, or taking on stepkids. The ruler of your fifth house is Venus, because Taurus is sitting there. And it's sitting conjunct your North Node in the sign of Libra. How many kids you are to have? Where's your Juno? The ruler of Libra is in Aries. It's South Node. There's no limit to yours. There's no number. We were to go in the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records would say that is totally up to you. Okay? Seem like it is totally up to you. But it's intrinsic that you have a commitment to have these children. Read that. You chose them before you came here to write them. All right? So there's no set number. What I see. Last question. Will I get married? Whew, this is rough. This is rough. All right, so looking at your natal chart, your natal chart 7th house represents long-term commitment in marriage. Your Juno is here, which is the ruler of Libra, and your Venus in Libra. You also have Kyrel in Libra. Your North Node is in Libra, 10th house. Will you be married? Will you get married? Is there a possibility? There is a possibility of it happening. But because Juno is in Aries, conjunct the South Node in the 4th house, you have to first be in a commitment to yourself. Then you will attract this partner. Your North Node, which is sitting in Libra, conjunct Juno, shows that there is a sort of a divine, fated sense of long-term commitment. Your Chiron here, though, shows deep wounds, deep psychological wounds when it comes to commitment in a long-term relationship. And you may be the best relationship counselor there is. However, you suck at taking your own advice. When you get married, it seems to be fated. But because your Venus is sitting inside your North Node is sitting in the 10th house, this could happen later on. Now, your 7th house of long-term commitment, the ruler of Cancer is the moon, and your moon is in the 8th house of Leo. We look at your sun, which is the ruler of Leo, and it's sitting in Scorpio, conjunct your Mercury, and conjunct your MC. I would say the only thing that we'll be getting at in your way of being married is your own ego, your own pride, and there could be an overinflation of the self. You may be, and I don't want to say this like this, but you may have, and most women like to say that this is not true, but most women we all have a scale. Most women are average looking. They're beautiful to look at. But even the average looking woman looks way better than the average looking male. Other males, we don't have that looks, but most women are average looking. Okay. I would say that the only thing that's stopping you from being married is having a high expectation. Well, the kind of man or woman, if you're interested in a woman, I'm saying that you are to have. I know that because whenever the ruler of the 7th house is sitting in the sign of Leo, there is an expectation, a hierarchy. That's sort of like I am above these kind of people, right? You have to lower that in order for you to be in a long-term committed relationship if you decide being married. And that is free will, if you so desire. However, this right here is fated. The Venus conjunct North Node. Yeah, it's sort of faded. Thank you for choosing me to guide you in this lifetime. I truly appreciate you. Now, move on. I'm going to need your date of birth, your time of birth, your place of birth. I think I have that. I think I have your stuff. January 24th, 1985. January 24th, 1985. Hey, new subscriber. Yes, this is an Ask Astro. We normally do $20 for 3 questions. We answer it astrologically. All right. Just want you to know that's how we're operating today. All right, let's set the camera up. There you go. How many am I doing? I'm going until 8 o'clock. We got about 30 more minutes. I want to look at somebody's chart. All right, so more about your close, your real name. Your real name. I said it's full names, right? I want to make sure we get that. All right, let me see if I have your information here. Let me see if I have your chart here. And if we do, then we're going to get into it. I think I have it here. I'm not sure. Okay. No, I don't. But I do have your information. So I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to use your real name, not your... Because I want to be able to make reference to your chart next time I'm in it. All right? So January 24th, 1985. You were born at 11:03 a.m. Find Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York, Kings County. Oh, Dominique Robinson. Yes, you are next. Sorry about that. All right, so this is your chart. I think that's it. Yes, it is. Let me plug my chart in before we get. So your questions are, will I ever marry? Listen, let me get my chart. Everybody want to know, will I be married? I don't want to crush people's dreams, hopes, and wishes. You know, we have this high expectation on marriage. And if you're not married, then you're not a human being. And I don't think that's fair. All right? I really don't think it's fair on most people. All right? Truly don't. All right? Say talk to Love Proud. Will I ever marry? All right, if you look at your natal chart, you actually have karma when it comes to being married. All right, first and foremost, your chart shows that you're toxic as F-U-C-K. You know, you have your Venus is in Pisces, it's conjunct Mars, which makes you super aggressive towards long-term commitment. However, it also can be super, and I made a post about this, it can also be less feminine than it should be. You know, it's supposed to be the pursuit of the mind that creates the marriage or being married, not the woman. What gets someone married is being more feminine. According to your Mars, conjunct Venus, there's a slight case of aggression and aggressiveness that may be tinging on the, how should I put it, the borderline of being too aggressive in order to attract. See, I want to teach females about men a lot. The more vulnerable you are, the more he feels as if he has to protect you and to provide for you and to step in. The more you are and can be considered, especially if you're in feminine energy, the more you will be considered as a wife. Men who marry aggressive women tend to leave those women. Men who marry women who seem to be independent and strong and don't need a man, normally they leave that woman. That's just from a psychological, from a societal perspective. Now your South Node, which represents past life, is conjunct descendant. It's in Scorpio. However, this planet here is called Saturn, which represents restrictions, limitations. All right? Marriage may not be something that happens early in life for you. It may happen later on. However, you have karmic ties to this marriage that you're looking to get into. That's why you're so passionate about it, because your soul knows that you did some toxic shit in previous lifetimes. All right? And to answer your question, it can possibly happen later on in life, like in your 40s. Late 30s, early 40s, I would say. Late 40s, if it was to happen, it'll be later in life when you've matured, even more so. Okay? But your chart shows that you got karma, man. You got toxic karma. You have Pluto sitting in your 7th house. There's some things that need to be shaken off. And those experiences may be long-term commitments. Second question. Will I ever be a millionaire? And I believe that we all, as Black people, are being a millionaire. Your ascendant is in Taurus, which is a representation of the sign of money. You also have your North Node there, which represents the fated event. And when I see the North Node being in the sign of Taurus in the first house, it's an indication to me that there's a strong possibility that you be a millionaire. All right? Your sun is also conjunct the MC in the 10th house, which represents putting yourself out there, especially in the sign of Aquarius, meaning that this can happen through the backs of the people who support you, your community. Now, people will see you putting yourself out there. Now, the ascendant, or the North Node, is also, like I tell you, in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is by Venus. Your Venus is in Pisces in the 11th house. Clear indication that, especially in the 11th house, that your supporting cast is the people that you're in your community. Now, this can happen. However, Mars is very aggressive, super aggressive, very ambitious. But in the sign of Pisces, it's self-sabotaging, which means that you can be a millionaire in this lifetime. However, your actions, when it comes to money, can be the very thing that sabotages you. Based upon this. You also have Uranus sitting in your 8th house, in the sign of Sagittarius. That can be windfall. You could actually probably win a lotto, or something of a small lotto, or I don't know. But it's just showing that there's a possibility of it happening for you. Last question. Will I live to see my sons adult? They're 10 and 5 now. Y'all are really getting on me today. And I appreciate these questions. I really and truly do. All right, I really and truly do. Take a look. And your 5th house, which rules children, is in the sign of Virgo. And your Chiron is sitting in Gemini in the 2nd house. Can you say, forever young, I want to be forever young? Well, I see that happening. Okay, I don't see where you won't live to see your kids as an adult. Okay, I don't see that. Well, you have Sun in the 10th house. But it's in Aquarius. It's not really comfortable in Aquarius. It's actually not really comfortable in Aquarius. It's in detriment in Aquarius. Your Uranus in the Sagittarius in the 8th house. You know, I would say that, you know, dive with it. Dive deep with it. Also, please go into alternative medicine. Go into creating a balance in your health. The reason why I say that is because you have Libra sitting on your 6th house of health, and your Juno is there, which means that there should be balance of supplements that your body takes. You need to focus on that. If not, I don't know. You may watch them be an adult, but not necessarily watch them have kids. So you have to take care of yourself, create the balance within your body. That is very, very important. For anybody who is a Taurus rising, you do not have a balance with your nutrients that you intake, then Taurus rising people will not live very, very long. Thank you for choosing me to guide you in this lifetime. I truly appreciate you. Let me take a look at people who sent me. Now I see that you sent me Miss Robinson, Dominique Robinson. I see that you sent me a cash app, but I don't see the message. Where can I get your message from? Because I don't see it. I don't see it where you sent me the information. All right, so you got to send me the information. Oh, you sent me a message on Messenger. Okay, I think you messaged my business account. So let me take a look at that, because I don't see it in my private message. Give me a second, let me see. I don't see your message. So if I was you, just send me another message, because I don't see. I don't see where you. Oh, I see it now. Sorry, I got you. Let me get your stuff. Thank you. I got your information. I got your money report. Dominique Robinson. All right. Let me pull up your stuff. Terribly sorry. I should have looked better. Let me see if it pulls up here. So I think your first question is, where would be the best place for me to live in the United States? Second question, what career will be best for me to be financially stable? And the third one, general info on my north node and south node. So let's pull up your natal chart from my next me take a look. All right, let me take a look. And we got to pull up the screen, okay? And pull out. Share. Okay. Return. Let's look for Dominique. Let me see if I can find you. Well, here we are. So the first question is, where will be best place for me to live in the United States, including the surrounding islands? All right, so we're gonna pull up your map. We're gonna pull up this one here. So give it a second, it's processing. All right, let's take a look. Let me zoom back in. Look at America. Let's zoom. And let's add some more planets in here. Let's see what else we're gonna put. We're gonna put Mercury in there. That's it. So to answer your question, when it comes to the best place for you to live, when it comes to fulfilling your purpose, you got Mercury here. Where's your Venus line? I don't see where your Venus. Oh, they're not even in the United States. Your Venus line don't even run through there. Hold on. No, your Venus, that's policy. Your Venus line don't even run through the United States. Now, where's your Jupiter line? Your Jupiter line doesn't even run through the United States either. However, there are some stuff here. Best place for you to live, or the places you will live in the United States, would be this line here, which is the North Node, and also Mercury. I would say Mercury flows through Jacksonville, Florida, Charleston, South Carolina, Columbia, Charlotte, running through in the North Node, which runs through, this is Philadelphia. This is Pennsylvania. Runs through the edge of Pennsylvania. Ohio. I think that's what it is. Sure. It also runs through South Carolina, North Carolina, and through Georgia and Florida. Okay. He said the North Node, which represents like a fated event, purpose. As it pertains to islands, not Pluto. Pluto expands. Okay, but Pluto explodes as well. Your sun line runs through San Juan and San Jose. I think this is Puerto Rico. What is this again? San Juan. Let me take a look. Let's take a look at the list. It's the San Juan. According to this, San Juan is actually a great place for you. The sun line is running through it. And that's the neighboring islands. That's what I see here. Other than that, those are the places in America. Look at you. Your Mercury line is running through Jacksonville, Florida. and through Orlando, yeah, and through Vero Beach, as well through Columbia, South Carolina. So those are the places I see. Okay. Last question. Second question. What career will be the best for me to be financially stable? So let's get back to this right here. We can take a look at the 10th house. We can look at the Venus. But you know what I want to look at? We're going to look at some things. I'm going to look at your let's look at your major asteroid. Let's take a look at the area of work that would be best suited for you. As it shows, policy, Cancer, Juno, opposition Venus, your Vesta, which represents like your sacred work. Spirituality is what you devote yourself to, a higher power. You have the deep love of the psychic and the mystical. You don't just believe you know that there's more to life than the physical and mundane. You believe in a strong sense of service to humanity through spirituality, doing well. Karma is a strong word for you that you live by. Sexually, you need to feel that you are soulmates, have a strong dedication and devotion to your partner. You may also feel that you have many partners or soulmates. Haha, check you out. Let's go down to the ruler. Well, first of all, let's take a look at the ruler of your 10th house. And the ruler of your 10th house is the moon. Your moon is in Taurus. It's sitting in the 8th house. And it's in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is by Venus. Your Venus is in Gemini. It's sitting in the 9th house. Now, there are a few careers that are connected to this. Financially, there's always going to seem to be an up and down. Okay, always seem to going to be an up and down, because that's how the moon is. The moon in Taurus is like that. It wants to be stable, but the moon is never really and truly stable. What I would consider a long-term goal for you when it comes to career would be in the area of teaching, education, information, marketing, anything that deals with foreign trade, foreign information. Banking is even also something that you can also focus on, but banking with foreign trade to some degree. Your MC is in Cancer. That means that your career, that you're supposed to do, as it pertains to when it comes to money, are two different things. Your MC in Cancer, 29 20 minutes in the 10th house, clearly states that anything that deals with nurturing, caretaking, or anything dealing with finances, because your moon is sitting in the 8th house, is the area that would best be suited for you. Also, real estate and natural real estate are also areas, because of your moon being the planet, that the luminary that rules real estate, sitting in the 8th house of other people's money, and in the sign of Taurus that rules your money. Real estate, 29 degree, that's what I see. Oh, last question. And we're going to call it quits until next time. General information on my north node and south node. Okay, we can do that. Your north node is sitting in Aries, sitting in the 7th house. Long-term commitment. Now, the ruler of Aries is Mars, and your Mars is in Capricorn. You're married now. If you are, congratulations. Normally, people have this placement, especially when the ruler of the 7th house is sitting in Capricorn in the 4th house. It normally indicates a marriage if you got married before the age of 32. But in a divorce, if you never got married, it will happen in your late 40s, if at all. But the North Node in Aries normally indicates, especially in the 7th house, being married to oneself and then the partner coming along, meaning loving yourself 100% completely, finding yourself to be the most beautiful thing on earth. Not in a delusional way, but in a way that says that I am beautiful. Your South Node, which is in Libra in the 1st house, shows that this was something that you did before. You based yourself solely in previous lifetimes on being somebody's partner and being the leader in that relationship, or pushing, being aggressive towards being married. Which, as you can see, there's a flip-flop between the North and South Node. Your North Node, your South Node is conjunct your ascendant and conjunct your Pluto. And South Node in conjunct Pluto could have normally had, especially in the sign of Libra, could have had a tumultuous past life, especially when it comes to toxic long-term relationships. As a matter of fact, when it came to you wanting to be a partner in previous lifetimes, you overdid it. There's a strong possibility that your partner could have either killed you, or you could have killed your partner in previous lifetimes, based upon them not following your ideals, long-term commitment in a relationship. And that's what I see there. I want to thank you for choosing me to help guide you in this lifetime. I truly appreciate you. All right. We're coming down to our last one, which is Carmen. I'm gonna bring you on, Carmen. Let's see if you're okay with being on the camera. Sorry, y'all. This I don't know why my okay, let me just. All right, good. I'm only doing people who send the cash apps, by the way, y'all. If you send the cash app, we should be good. Missy, you all sent. We have Carmen, Aaron. That's all I see. I don't see. I don't see anybody else sending anything. Didn't send anything. Man, I can't help. Maybe next time. Okay, Carmen, I'm gonna send an invite, a copy. I'm gonna send it to you to your inbox. All right, I'm looking for Carmen's. I'm looking for your message. I don't know where it disappeared to. Give me a second. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm not getting. Right, here you are. So there it is. I'm sending the link for those who are here. I'll post it here. There you go. Come on, Carmen. Let's see you. At least we have one person that comes on today. When you're in, let me know, Carmen. All right. Okay, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna do this. Well, we're gonna have to wrap it up for today. We're gonna try to do this with you guys tomorrow. For those who've already sent their cash out, as you know, I got you. We're definitely going to be doing it when you have it tomorrow. Oh, Janine, I got you. We have to do that off camera. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for being here. Truly appreciate you. And anyway, you chose to be here with me. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night. I'll let you know when I'll be doing another Ask Astro. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your